Hi, I'm your host Vasco Duarte. Welcome to the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast, where we share tips and tricks from Scrum Masters around the world. Every day, we bring you inspiring answers to important questions that all Scrum Masters face day after day. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Leading Change Wednesday with Kim Hinsch. Hi, Kim. Welcome back.
Hi there. Thank you.
So, Kim, on Wednesdays, we talk about change. And of course, we call it change leadership here on the podcast, because at the end of the day, we are change agents, but we lead the change, right? Sometimes it's team level change, sometimes it's organizational. It might even be a personal level change, our own or somebody else's. Those are things that we deal with every day as Scrum Master. So tell us one of those stories, Kim, a story of a change process you were involved with. And I want you to, go through the story step by step, but then also highlight what were the tools, the tips, the practices, the techniques you learned at that time that you still use today.
Well, I've been part of the Agile transformation within the company for quite some years now. I do believe that take the power to the teams. I have to say I'm very proud to see one certain team that has overcome quite a lot of hardship. But they are, at this moment, one of my most successful teams I've ever had. So I'm very proud of them. They started up as a new team. They were put together with a very unclear product. And to be honest, it was also a very junior product owner who had never really done the product owner job as well. But they just rule the world at the moment. What I did with that team, because I knew that within the team there were certain conflicts, personal conflicts, people that really could not get along together. And when I first heard that they had been put together as a team, I knew the people individually. I was like, seriously, we're going to put these people together? How? I even told the manager that I didn't think it was a good idea because I thought this team was going to be the most hard team ever. But he said, you know what? I trust you. Go ahead and try. Okay, cool. Don't say I didn't warn you, I said. And what I did with that team was, to be honest, very basic Lencioni. I started building the pyramid with the level of trust.
Yeah. So you're referring to Patrick Lencioni, who wrote the 5 Dysfunctions of a Team.
Exactly. So what I just started doing is I helped them get to know each other on a completely different level. I asked them to send me baby photos, and we shared baby pictures with each other. We shared childhood dreams with each other. We started to know each other on a completely different level. We worked on the way that, what do you think is important, either in your career or in your life? We even did an MBTI challenge to try and find out what kind of personality do we really have within this team. And I think having started on that level with the team, I didn't even talk about Scrum basically in the beginning. I mean, they didn't know what Scrum was. We didn't know how we were going to work together. We didn't even know the product. But starting off on a personal level with this team, with people that hardly knew each other in a proper way, I think that is the best transformation I could have started with this team. And nowadays, as I said, they just have a small step left, and then they are the most high-performing team in the company and delivering value with every single story that they deliver.
When I think about Patrick Lencioni, of course, I read the book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, so I know part of what you're talking about, right? But it's hard for me to imagine how this would look like in practice. So first, as an engineer myself, if a Scrum Master would come to me and ask me to share baby pictures, I would go like, what the hell's going on here, right? So How did you get to that level of comfort and kind of familiarity with the team members so that they would even feel that this was something worth doing?
I just put them on the spot. I really did. I just pulled them out of their comfort zone and just faced them with, guys, we have to do this because otherwise we are not going to be able to take the next step. And that's all I said. And of course, some of them needed some persuasion. So I had some one-on-one talks, explain what I was trying to do, to explain why I was going to be doing this. And then from there on, Sure, they were a bit reluctant, but I just I did the first steps. I showed my baby pictures, I shared my stories, I shared my insecurities, and that kind of opened up the doors. I think that is one of the major lessons I've learned. I have, as a Scrum Master, or at least the way I do it, I don't have any private things. I'm as open as can be. Everyone knows anything. They even know my PIN code from my bank pass if they need it. I wouldn't mind. If I can show them that level of openness and trust, then that's what I'm going to be getting back in the most respectful way possible.
Yeah, it's very important message. It's you get what you give, right? So if you take it to that level of, look, this is who I am, right? So I'm not hiding. I know that I need to do this in order for you to trust me, but I also need you to do it for me to trust you, right? It is always
Exactly.
like this two-way sharing and two-way openness that you are talking about. But I think in the context of this episode, talking about change, it's very important to recognize that maybe the first step, we need to take it. We need to put ourselves out there.
Yeah, exactly. Like the previous story, the change starts within you, and when you change, the environment also changes.
That reminds me of that famous phrase that you need to be the change you want to see in the world.
So true. Yeah.
It's a great and inspiring story. Thank you for that, Kim.
You're welcome.
Leading change is one of the core skills we must acquire, but it is only one of the steps towards our success as Scrum Masters. Tomorrow, on Success Thursday, we will talk about how to define success for the Scrum Master role. We'll cover tips on how to measure your way to that position, and most importantly, how to develop that focus on continuous improvement that is as important for Scrum Masters as it is for teams. See you tomorrow. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.